Hello everyone! Today I will be reviewing the Real Talk Tarot illustrated by Juanita Londoño Gaviria. Hope I'm saying that right. Let's get into it. So this deck brands itself as mystical answers for a chaotic world. And the reason why it's called Real Talk Tarot is because, there are some tarot decks out there who use really esoteric imagery and really dive into the spiritual side of it. But what this deck does is, and this is its self-described mission too, you can read it on the back, is all of the cards feature things that you would just encounter in your everyday life, hence the title Real Talk Tarot. Yes, it's just the imagery is more down to earth, and overall it's just a more down to earth tarot deck as opposed to others that get, like I said, just really into the spiritual symbolism. So with that being said, let's get into the cards. So first, I'm going to talk about some cards that I think are pretty. So right away, I want to say that there are some tarot decks I have where the artistry on them just blows me away. And this is not one of them. I think this art has more of a simplistic beauty to it, which fits in with the whole just down to earth vibe. The beauty of it, it's just more simplistic. I already said that. Whatever. You get the point. But yeah, so the first pretty card I have on hand is this Ace of Cups, which, featuring a barista. I really like this. The person in this card just looks very earnest, and I like how I like the hearts that are emerging from the tea or coffee here, and you can see small hearts and stars here, and a little heart here. It's a very pretty card and a very comforting card. Then we have the Seven of Cups. This card, just looking at it makes me feel like a Seven of Cups kind of way, just kind of dreamy, kind of pondering my options. I also think that this scenario depicted here is so very fitting for the Seven of Cups, and we'll get more, later we'll get more into cards that have imagery that really fits the meaning. But yeah, this imagery of just deciding what to get is very Seven of Cups, and I think that was clever of the deck designers. But yes, I think this card is very pretty. This person is pretty. I like the pink, the shade of pink that's here. Very clever how the seven cups are off to the side here. I also like the hearts on this plant. So next up we have the Knight of Wands, which something else I want to mention about this card, or about this deck, is that the knights and pages in this deck aren't necessarily all male or all female. The knights and pages, there are some femme presenting knights and some masc presenting knights, and same with the pages. Now the kings and queens, the queens are female and the kings are male, but I thought that was interesting. But yeah, Knight of Wands, I just really like what this person is wearing. I think it's just a cute outfit, and I like the way it looks. So there's Queen of Pentacles. This card is really pretty to me because I like the stars and the hearts, and this person just looks very stable and at ease, which is very Queen of Pentacles. So it's very fitting. And this person is just really pretty. And I think that this color scheme is very soothing and is very Queen of Pentacles. Then there's the Four of Wands. This card I really like because these two people, they look very happy to be together, and I think it's nice. Also, queer imagery, we love to see it. I don't know why I said that. It's true, but it's just a silly way to word it. But yeah, these people just look really happy to be together, and they're also very pretty, and I like their outfits, and I like how the four wands are just represented by these four candles here. I think that's clever and subtle. Then there's the High Priestess. This person just looks very at ease and very, like, in tune with things. Oh, I think she's actually doing tarot. How meta. And I like the pomegranates in the background here. I think it's just a very, very pretty card. I like the pink. Alrighty. So now onto some cards that I think are particularly clever. So Six of Pentacles. Since Six of Pentacles is a card about giving, I think this is a really fitting way to portray it. Then there's the Seven of Wands being a protest, another very fitting thing, and you can see the wands represented in the candles that people are carrying. Then there's the Nine of Wands, and what I like about this one is just like all the nines at the top of the card for like 9 posts, 999 followers, 900 following. And I also just think that this, for the Nine of Wands, is fairly subtle because you really only see like its imagery in just this like almost there in the bio. This card I think is nice. I think it communicates the Ten of Cups theme of togetherness very well, and this is also just a very real like scenario of togetherness, just friends at a campfire. It's very nice, very cool. I also think that the Devil card is very clever because on the surface this person just looked like an absolute girl boss who's like doing it all. But we also see like debt over here and like losing some money or like spending some money over here. And when you like notice these details, you can like see this person as like less of a girl boss and more just kind of like plagued by everything she's trying to tackle at once, which I think is a very effective way to communicate the idea of the devil, which I also think it's notable that they did that in just such a down-to-earth tarot deck. Alright, now there's the Hierophant. I love this take on the Hierophant so much because in some of the tarot podcasts I've listened to and in some of the tarot books that I've read, people have talked about how sometimes in this day and age, people don't really like the card the Hierophant because they associate it with like outdated religious structures. So I think it's really cool how this deck portrays the Hierophant as some sort of spiritual guru instead of just like the High Priest as it was originally created. I think that's a cool take on the Hierophant, and I think it takes the card away from the symbolism that people tend to dislike about the Hierophant. Alright, so on to the guidebook. Alright, so I don't have a lot to say about the guidebook. I will point out that there aren't reverse interpretations, which, you know, like, not a big deal, I suppose. Like, especially if you have a lot of experience reading tarot, like, the lack of reverse interpretations shouldn't be that big of an issue. I also enjoy how, like, in addition to the actual card description, they also have, like, a little card tagline. And some tarot decks do this. It's cool how they have, like, an introduction, like, how to work with the book, exploring the deck, which is obviously, it's less important for people who have been doing tarot for a long time, but if this was someone's first deck, it's, pretty helpful stuff over here, yeah. Alright, so something I want to point out about this deck is that in the example spreads, there's this week ahead spread, alright? And obviously, it's not as if the creator of this tarot deck, like, invented the week ahead spread, because it's been, like, there are different, like, versions of it, like, out there, whatever. Point is, the creator of this deck didn't invent any of these tarot spreads, right? But if you take, like, a close look at my guidebook, you can see it's, like, bent open to this page, and that's because I've used this deck's week ahead spread so much. Like, I've used it a lot. And the reason why that is I really like using this deck, which, for context, I have 34 tarot decks. I have quite a lot. I like using this deck whenever I have a question about something happening within a specific time interval. Like for example, I've used this deck for quite a few week ahead readings. I also used it for a year ahead reading one time. And the reason why that is because I think that the down-to-earth nature of this deck makes it easier to use for things like that than other decks, because some decks that are more like spiritually inclined than like down-to-earth inclined, decks that are more spiritually inclined, I feel like they're less good at telling you what's gonna happen like within the next few days, because decks that are more spiritual are more concerned with the spiritual timing of things than earthly timing of things. Of course, that's if you like believe in your decks having like different personalities, which some people would think that's crazy. Me personally, I don't think that's crazy. But yes, so I tend to use this deck for a lot of questions regarding the earthly timing of things, because I think that its whole thing being like real talk tarot makes it good for that and better for that than other decks. Alright, now I have one very slight criticism of this deck, as is customary for me. So this Two of Cups card, it's a very pretty card. I wish that the people in love, I wish that they were sitting together, and I also wish that they weren't texting in the movie theater. That's so lightheartedly, alright? Some could say that this is like a realistic depiction of a relationship. I don't know. And like I said, it's a very pretty card. I love how, the people, like the relationship in question, I love how they're the only like people in color. Love little hearts above their heads. Why are they texting in the movie theater? I'm just teasing. It's a very pretty card. But yes. So overall, I like this deck. I would say it's, I've already said this so many times. It's a more simplistic deck than some of the other ones that I have. It has a very quiet beauty to it, I would say. So if that's your thing, go for the deck. Oh, I haven't shown the back of the card yet. This is like the back of the card, which, yeah, when I first saw it, I had mixed feelings about, like, this, like, shade of dark green with, like, the colors in here. But, you know, like, it's grown on me. I dig it. I also like how, wait. I was gonna say I like how all of the suits are represented, but I don't know if that's true. Like, this could be interpreted as a pentacle. The hearts could be associated with cups, but I think these are just symbols. I don't know. It's good that the back looks the same, like, upright and upside down, though, so that's something. But yes, overall, I enjoy this deck. So, oh, also, the card that's on the cover of the guidebook is the Chariot. Random, but, you know, just little things to point out. But yes, that's all I have to say about this deck. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.